All right. I think I think I'm live on YouTube. If not, I'm fixing to be sitting down here painting to an empty room, thinking I'm live on YouTube. All right, let's get the camera adjusted here. So if I am live, you guys can see what we're doing at least. All right, about right. That looks good to me. Okay. Welcome to Painting with Harold. I am Harold, and I thank y'all very much for joining me tonight. I have no way of knowing if I'm live or not. This is weird. Uh, there's no chat. There's nothing that shows if people are actually in watching. I don't know. Let's see. I don't know. This is my first time live on YouTube with this setup, and I don't know. Okay, I don't know where you would have, like chats or whatever. Let's see. Chat, maybe. I don't know. Oh well. Well, I'm gonna paint a painting, and if I'm actually live and somebody stumbles across it, I hope you guys enjoy watching what I'm doing. I got to get this stuff figured out. I was hoping I could probably watch it on my tablet, but apparently I can't. Uh, Let me see. I don't think I can. Whoa. No, I definitely don't want to do that. Mm-mm. Painting with Harold is live, it says. How do I join? Next. Uh, I don't. Well, there should be a way to do this, um, but I don't know how. Uh, hmm. Well, look, guys. If I am live, let me first apologize because I got to figure this out. But anyway, I am Harold, like I said, and I am painting a Bob Ross paint. Well, not a Bob Ross painting tonight, but like the Bob Ross style, the wet on wet. I am a certified Bob Ross instructor, but Tonight I'm just going to paint something kind of quick and simple. All right, let's start right here with the palette. Well, first of all, I'm working on a 12 by 16 inch canvas tonight that's already covered in a very thin, even coat of liquid white. The colors I have out: titanium white, Prussian blue, alizarin crimson, mountain mix, dark sienna, Van Dyke brown, sap green, cad yellow, yellow ochre, Indian yellow, and bright red. All right, let's start out right here by taking us a 1 inch brush. Yep, we're gonna start out with a 1 inch brush. I'm gonna come up here and tap it into a little bit of the phthalo blue. I mean the Prussian blue, I'm sorry. And we'll just start right up here in this corner, making little X strokes. And we'll just come across our sky here, across the top, and then blend down. Now you can see that the lighter I come down, the further I come down, the lighter it's getting. This color's mixing with the liquid white on the canvas. But now we're going to use this to our advantage in a couple ways. We're going to let it serve as distant clouds and all kind of stuff. All right. That should be about all it's got we need right there. We'll load it the brush again. Same way. I'm just tapping into it. Just tapping into it. All right. Starting down here at this bottom now. I want to pull in straight across. Try to keep these level as you can. Just straight across. Boy, we got some stuff we got to blend out here. Wow. Right, we'll let this be water eventually in this painting. Yeah, I got a lot of blending to do right here. So, but hey, this is unedited. You guys will get to see all the mistakes I make and how I fix them. So it may be a good thing. All right. We'll do the same thing right here. Now it starts getting lighter now as you go up toward the horizon while it's mixing with the liquid white. Okay. All right. So since I got so much blending to do here, I'm gonna grab me a 2 inch brush. These 2 inch brushes seem to blend a little better. All right. First, I'm gonna start right here in the light spot, just using these X strokes. I'm gonna come up and just blend out the sky. Now you can see already how that sky looks like it's got clouds up there in it, like distant clouds. I really wish I could figure out, if I am live, how to get the chat and stuff all working. So if if you're out there and you're watching me make a complete dummy out of myself tonight, please comment um, how to fix this or what I need to do. Um, it's my goal to be as good a content creator over here as you guys deserve. So I just want to ask for some help. If you'll comment, I would appreciate it. All right, now, so we still got this dark spot here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and get just a little bit of white on the corner of my brush, tiny, tiny amount. And I'm going to bring that in here. And I'm going to work that white into this blue and dull it down. so it's not so prominent. I mean, that was just sticking out like a sore thumb. Okay. All right, I won't wash this brush yet. I'll hang on to it a little bit. I'm gonna come over here and grab me a fan brush. Okay. I'll tell you what. Yeah. I'm gonna do it with a fan brush. I was gonna say we could do it another way, but we'll do it with a fan brush. This is a little small one. It don't matter if you use the big one or not. I just grabbed this one, so we'll use it. But I'm gonna come right here into my titanium white. Let me show you here on the canvas how I'm gonna do this. Okay. I mean on the palette, I'm sorry. I just ain't with it tonight, guys. Alright. I'm gonna take the corner of that brush and tap it just ever so lightly into the red. See? Very, very little bit. And then I'm gonna mix it in with my white to where it's showing just a small hint of the red. And I guess you could call it a pinkish color if you wanted, but you know. Alright, then we're gonna come right up here, making little circles. That's all I'm doing. Just little circles. Never let that brush stop in one spot. Keep it rolling. Okay. And then I'll just wipe that paint out. And we'll come right up here and we'll put us in another little floater right up here. I mean, no, we shouldn't say floater. But that's all clouds are. You know, they just float around. Oh, yeah. All right, now with that brush I said I was not going to wash, I'm going to come up here with just the corner of the brush, making little circles. I just want to blend out the bottom, real light. Just blend out the bottom. Fluff it up. Same thing over here. Blend out the bottom. Fluff it up. And then very lightly, just come across. And just like that, you got clouds in your painting already. You got a sky and you got water. So that's quite the achievement there. All right. Now I think what I want to do is I'm going to get me just a tiny bit of crimson on my brush. Very, very little bit of crimson. And I want to come under this blue here. And I want to make me a line across here. Kind of, kind of swoopy, but not, not terrible. And then I'll just bring this color on down. And just let it fade out. Okay. Now I'm going to come right here where these two colors meet. And I'm going to blend that harsh line out because I don't want it there. I just want this color up here. Now I'm just blending it out by making little circles like we did with the clouds. That's all. And then we'll just blend it out where it's real soft. About like that. See, I can't even answer questions. I don't even know if you guys are seeing this. So, I mean, I shouldn't panic, I guess. I could be sitting here talking to myself. All right, I'm going to grab a knife now. And this is my big knife. I'm going to come right here and pull this mountain mix out as flat as I can get it. Get me a little roll of paint. Just a little roll of paint. I hope you can see that on that knife and this camera. But it's just a small roll of paint. Alright, now I'm going to come right up here. I don't want to go center, so let's go off center. And we'll come up here and we'll start giving ourselves shape of a little mountain up here. Okay. Then on this side, we'll come up here. Now, the main thing when you're making these mountains is make sure you have a clean outside line. Okay? See, all of this in here we're not even concerned with yet. We just want a good clean outside line here. That's all we want. Now, once you get that done, come back up here with your knife. Come in here as close as you can to your outside line without getting out of it. And pull as much of this paint out as you can. Now, I'm going to show you how much paint I'm collecting here. I'm going to get through with this pool. There's enough on there now to paint another mountain. So I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm going to put it back on my palette. Okay. Now with that 1-inch brush that we were using earlier to make the sky with, I want to take it and I want to come up here and I want to start just pulling this color out. Now, if you have trouble getting close to your line, let me show you a little trick here. Wiggle that brush up to your line. Just wiggle it up to it. Okay. And we're just going to pull this color out. Remember, when you're building a mountain, or painting a mountain, I should say, you always want your top more distinctive than you do the bottom, okay? So try to remember that. The bottom's always got that mist and pollution and stuff like that going on down there. So, you know. All right, we'll just kind of lightly blend this out. Okay. Well, that ended up being a lot bigger mountain than I thought it was going to be. All right, we still won't wash this brush just yet. We're going to hang on to it just a little bit longer. I'm going to come back over here and pick my knife back up now. And I'm going to come up here into my titanium white. And I'm going to pull it out as flat as I can get it. That is so important when you're using this knife. You always want to pull your paint out as flat as you can get it and get a little roll of paint. When you pick that knife up, the first thought in your mind should be, I need a little roll of paint. Right, now we want to just come up here right at the outside edge and just touch this knife up here and just let that paint pull itself off the knife. We're not going to do it. We're going to let the palette do it, the canvas. However much of it wants, that's how much it's going to take. Because if you come up here and you go to putting it on, it's going to smear. So don't put it on. Let the canvas take what it wants. Just barely touch the paint to the canvas and move the knife. And whatever that canvas wants, that's what it's going to grab. If it don't want it, it's not going to grab it. Okay, we'll come in here. All right, now it's time to move up to our larger peak here. Just remember, you want to keep a clean outside line on your mountain. Anytime you're doing a mountain, you want a clean outside line, okay? If you don't learn anything else from me tonight, learn that. That clean outside line is so important. All right. But see how that paint just pulls off that canvas if you just let that knife glide. I mean, it pulls it off so pretty and so easy. And it's effortless on your part, you know. You're not doing any of the work. So, all right, let's come up here to this little guy. We'll bring him in here. I see something happening already in this mountain I'm liking. I didn't plan to do this, but check that out, guys. We created a little crater looking area. I don't know what you would actually call that in a mountain. Crevice or a ravine? I don't know. If y'all know, tell me in the comments because I don't. There again, that's if I'm even being watched. I may not be. I don't know. I may, like I said, if nothing else, I hope I can go back on my channel and download this and play it as a video because I'd love for you guys to see how easy this technique is if you learn a couple little steps along the way, like how to load the brush and how to load the knife and how to let the canvas pull off what it wants. You know, little tips like that help tremendously. Because the one thing I've seen is a lot of people that, you know, if they make a what Bob used to refer to as happy accident, you know, if they have a happy accident, the first thing they want to do is give up the hobby. And, you know, that is entirely your prerogative. But, you know, don't let it be because you didn't get the proper training, so to speak. Because there's a lot of people in the world that are real willing to help when it comes to helping this process. There are a lot of great artists out there. I won't name any of them because I don't have permission to name any of them, but there is some, I mean, absolutely wonderful artists out there. I'm kind of digging the shape of this one. All right, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll grab some of the white, and I'm going to come back over here and pick up some of this mountain mix color and some of the Prussian blue. And I just want to mix these colors together. And I want to leave them kind of marble mixed. Now, when I say marble mixed, let me show you this right quick. Marble mixed to me is when you can see all the colors. You know, you got the light blue, the dark blue, and then the mountain mix color all. I should have turned that big light off. But that's what I call marbly when I see it. I think I'm gonna do a video on just terms that I use. All right, I'm gonna close this one up over here too. I don't like the way it kind of it's different, you know, like that song on Sesame Street. One of these things just don't belong. Well, that little dude just didn't belong there like that. So, all right. Now with this color, I'm going to start using my small edge of the knife. But even at that, remember, knife equals small roll of paint. If you pick this knife up, small roll of paint. All right. Come right here and put us in a little shadow right there. That was probably not going to show much because it's so far away, but so is this one. All right. Bring that down. Just kind of make that point look like it's sticking up off that mountain. And we'll come into this little area here that was not planned. We'll fill it in as well. We'll just make it look like it's a little bowl or a big bowl. I don't figure that would be a small bowl. Now I'm gonna show y'all how to clean up all of these little areas that where the paint's touching each other. It's real simple to do. I'll show y'all that in just a second. But the first thing I want to do is get my clean outside line done. You know, that's so important. That clean outside line. All right, I'm gonna make that just a little darker down in here. So I think if there was a crevice there, it'd be kind of dark. Yeah, I like that a lot better. Now let's start right here. All I'm doing is cleaning that outside line up when I'm, taking my time. Because I'm telling you guys, that is so important. I don't care how many bumps and humps your mountain has in it. That's entirely up to you. But they need to be clean and on that outside. They need to be clean. That's all I can say. All right. Now we've got to get over to the big boy. And we're just going to do him the same way. Just because he's kind of tiny and hangs out by himself a little weird. We're not going to mistreat him. We're going to give him some love. Speaking of love, this is totally off topic of painting, but are y'all familiar with the little monkey, the little punch? That little dude, I'm telling y'all, he stole my heart. I wanted to go get him so bad. My mom was sitting there. All right. I'll come back up here now. I'm gonna get me a little bit more white on my knife. And I told you I was gonna show y'all how to clean these little areas up. Well, just come back up here and put on a little white over it, and it just ties it all right back together, like you didn't even erase it. That's cheating, I know, but sometimes we gotta cheat in this game. Oil painting is so fun if you just stick with it and the basics. All right, now one thing I'm going to do right quick. I'm in a wheelchair, by the way, guys, so it takes me a second to back up and move forward. I got a little paint on my hands. I'm just taking a baby wipe here and getting it off. Sorry about that. look straight as it kind of, yeah, looks better to me. I just glanced over and looked at me like, I can imagine y'all sitting there at your house trying to watch this with your head leaned over. Oh, that would be hilarious. I hope this is live, really. I'm gonna pick my 2-inch brush up again here. I'm gonna come right up here now. In the direction that the highlight's coming down this mountain, this way, this is the way we want to tap. We want to come right into the base of the mountain and just very, very, very lightly tap. I mean very lightly. Don't tap real hard here, or it'll destroy that beautiful mountain you just got through building. But just real light taps. That's all I'm doing. Especially at the base of the mountain, because we're not trying to destroy it. We just want to create a little see-through mist down here, basically. And we'll do the same thing to this side, keeping in mind coming down the same direction. And then very lightly come back up here and just pull that right back up into the mountain real lightly. I mean very lightly. And the same thing on this side. Okay. Now that wasn't hard at all, was it, guys? Alright. Now, come up here now and just start blending the bottom away. Just make that look like mist down here at the bottom. Okay. I'm still not going to wash it together. Alright. I'm going to grab my knife again. This time I'm going to come over here and get me some Prussian blue, some mountain mix, both my browns, dark sienna and Van Dyke, and a smidge of green. Not much green at all, sap green. And I just want to mix all these colors together. Now you want to mix these good. And to mix a color good, you just take your knife, pick it up, flip it over, or if not, that color that's on the bottom will never get mixed in. So just flip it over. Kind of like a pancake. Flip it over. I'm going to grab me another fan brush here. This is a little bit bigger. This is a number 6, by the way, if you wanted to know the number. I'm going to come up here and load both sides of this brush up real good. And I'm going to come right in here. And I'm going to start putting me in a line of distant trees back here. Way off in the distance. And then the further we get this way to our left, I'm going to let that color, or I'm going to let these get a little smaller as they get to this side. And we'll come back along here and fill all this in. I don't want to leave it blank. Okay. that right there. That's all I'm doing is tapping. All right. No, I'm not going to wash the fan brush yet either. Now I'm going to pick my 2-inch brush back up that I was using earlier. And I'm going to come right up here at the bottom of these trees. And I'm going to pull this color straight down. I'm pushing the brush in and pulling it straight down. Now I am using a little pressure here this time. Where usually I'm not. I am this time. Okay. Come up here and pull this color straight down. Alright, this is kind of where we want to straighten everything back up too, so if not, y'all is going to be playing some funny tricks on me. Now, if you want y'all to play funny tricks on me, that's entirely okay. Alright, now real lightly, come across and just like that, you have an instant reflection in your water. Okay? Now grab my knife again. Bring it a little white on my knife. Back here. Create myself a little water line. And just to be as straight as I can get it across here. But see, by doing it in those sections like that, it makes it look like there's little cuts back in the trees. Like that water goes on back behind the trees. That's another little trick. Alright. Now, let's put a couple little ripples out in the water. We don't need much. Just a couple. Just a little shimmer across there. Set that right into it. Now with that big brush that I said I wasn't going to wash, I'm going to come back over here now with this 2-inch brush, and I just want to load it up with paint. Okay? Load it up. And I want to put me a decent sized little tree right in here. Okay. All right. And let's see. We'll put us another one right here. Right, we're gonna have a few bushes and stuff back in here. So let's start putting this in some bushes. Just good and dark back in there. That's all we want. And by doing that, I'm still not going to wash this brush, believe it or not. Hang on to it a little longer. All right, guys, I'm sorry, but I gotta back up just a little bit. I gotta stand up, stretch my leg here for a second. It won't take long. Oh, sometimes my right leg wants to try to cramp up on me, so I kind of have to move it a little bit. But we alright. We're gonna make it. All right, now with the knife, I'm gonna come down here into this color that we just made all that with, and I'm gonna get me. Of course, you know I'm using the knife. So what am I gonna get? Put in the comment. If I pick up the knife, what do I want on it? If this is actually live, put your answer in the comment. What do I want if I pick up my knife? What am I looking for? And I'm talking about my painting knife, not mad at people knife. Y'all know what I mean. All right, we'll come in here and we'll put us a few little sticks and twigs and have them going all kind of directions down in here. It don't matter. Most of them probably won't even get seen by the time this painting's over. All right, now I'm going to take just a little bit of the dark sienna and get me a little white. Mix these two colors together here. Make me a little highlight. And of course, use the knife. What is it? Alright, I just want to come right up here and put a little highlight on this tree. It don't have to have much, just a little bit. Enough, enough to say it's a tree, okay? And this is such a light touch. We'll even put a little bit of highlight on these little dudes down here. Just here and there, just add you a couple little extra. All right, I'm gonna take the little edge of my knife. I'm gonna come right up here. I'm gonna bring a little branch off this tree on both sides here. There's another one in about right here somewhere. Now I don't know how many of these branches will show up in the painting either once we're done. Because once you start highlighting a painting, a lot of stuff, gets covered up. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm guilty of it. I've done it several times. Right, we'll do this one right here. We'll give him a couple of branches. Now, guys, y'all don't have to put a whole lot of attention into this if you decide to do it yourself. I mean, you basically you're doing this, just in case it's seen. We'll even, what the heck, we'll come in here and paint some sideways branches on some of this stuff. All right, just like that. We got us a little two tree setup going on there. All right, now I'm gonna come over here now, and I want to grab my 1-inch oval brush. Now, if you're not familiar with this brush, this is one of my favorite brushes. This brush will get it done for you. All right, I'm gonna come over here into, let's see. I think this paint will look good if we use a little bit of green, a little bit of cad yellow. And we'll just load the brush up with these two colors. Cad yellow and sap green in a very small amount, not much. Alright, we'll come up here and we'll just start tapping on some highlights in this tree. But we want to keep it in tree shapes, Let it be a tree. Oh, and another thing you guys can remember, if I'm not overloading your brain tonight, is anytime you highlight the one you want in the back first. That's a good little tip. All right. Now I'm gonna pick up just a little bit of the yellow ochre and bring over to this color. And the reason for that color change is because color change shows separation. Color change shows separation. Remember that. I bet you didn't know you were going to take all these notes tonight when you started watching Paint by Harold. But see, with this tree being just a little different green back here, he's a separate tree from that one now. We'll throw a little Indian yellow in if we have to. Just all your colors that match. All of these colors go together, so there's no big deal. Put a couple little overhanging branches right in here. Now, one of the big mistakes I make in most of my paintings that I do, and I know I make this mistake because I've been watching myself paint, is I go too far down my tree. Now, I'm going to stop this time. I'm going to make myself stop. I usually keep going all the way down. I know that's wrong. Alright, I'm going to come over here now and grab a little bit of the red and a little bit of the crimson. A little bit of the red and a little bit of the lizard cream, yellow ochre. I'll say it in a minute, guys. Now I'll just come right in here, make a nice little bush. We'll get back over here in our yellow and our green. We'll put us in another pretty little one right over here. See, it's still got that red on the brush. See how it did that right there? I did not mean for it to do that, but because we had red in the brush, it finally worked its way out. And now that kind of looks like little flowers on that bush. Little blooms. Ain't that cool? I love when stuff like that happens in a painting. Alright, we just come down here. Finish off our bottom. Kind of in the corner here. Alright, let's see what would be another pretty color to use. Let's go back over into our yellow and our yellow ochre. We'll mix those two colors together and make a pretty gold color. Alright, now let's put us a nice little bush right in here. We'll add him some Indian yellow down there to give him a little color change. And around the feet. Now back in here, as we get further back in here, we want this color to get darker and darker. Because all of this, is supposed to be in shade, so to speak. Alright, now, with this brush that I told you I wasn't going to wash earlier, the little 1-inch that we did everything with, okay, I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to go right into my Van Dyke Brown, right on that brush, and I'm going to come right in here, and I'm going to pull this color out and down, okay. let it get wider as it gets toward the base of the base of the canvas here. All right. Now, that should be, yeah, that should be plenty wide enough. All right. Now, I'm going to wash this brush. Fine. Okay. Now with that fan brush that I used earlier to do all of these trees and stuff over there, I'm going to come into it again, into that same color we did all of these trees with. And I'm going to load this fan brush up. And I'm going to come right up here and come down. Little evergreen tree here. Alright. I'll come up here and just touch and push up. Touch and push up. Now you gotta have plenty of paint when you get to that white. But don't put a lot of pressure. Get more paint, less pressure. More paint, less pressure always. The more paint you have on your brush, of course, the less pressure you have to use to get it to come off. Okay? Remember that. Put that in your YouTube live Paint with Harold book. Alright, then when we get to the base of this tree, we'll just start pushing it with the brush. We'll just come out here. Because if you run out of paint on this brush, the first thing you're going to do is start looking for paint in, more paint in the brush. And you're going to start adding way more pressure than you need to. And that's what causes that mud that most people have, that dreaded mud. And all I'm doing right here is just pushing straight up on the brush. That's all I'm doing. Now load it up again. Come up here, right beside this one. Well, let's come over now, because a lot of people need to see the whole trunk. Right, we'll do the same thing on this one. Come over here and just start pushing up. That's all I'm doing. With the corner of that brush. And then turn it as you get down, get wider and wider. But basically, you're not going to separate these trees until you start doing highlights. So, don't stress it. Let's put a little, if you got a moment of day, the chances are they're going to have a little mischievous tree out here by itself. And we'll do him the same way. Just push up on the brush. That's all we got to do. Let's get a little over that dark line. It was trying to take over back there. Alright, now I will wash this brush from you. Now let me show you guys another little tip. Okay? Whenever you wash your brush, before you wash it, take your paper towel and get as much of that paint out as you can. And it will save the life of your thinner tremendously. I mean tremendously. Okay? Now we'll put it in there. Now I'm going to grab a smaller fan brush. And I'm going to grab a knife. And I'm going to come back over into my color that we made for the highlights on these trees. Then I'm going to come over here and just give a little indication of a trunk in these trees. Just just a little small. And then I want to come up to the top and bring this out and give them a point out here. To me, they just look better with a point. That's all. That's the only reason I'm doing that. And while I'm here with the knife, I'm gonna take me some. No, let's don't do that first. Let's do this. This brush. Let's come up here and slowly pull this color down, straight down. Still. Y'all might be wondering, am I mad at that brush? I'm not. All right, let's put us just an indication of a few little, maybe little sprigs of stuff happening out here. They just add a little detail to your paint. That's all. Okay. Now that big brush, the reason I didn't sweep over that is because it was so far. But I'm gonna do it with this fan brush. For the reflections, and then I'm gonna get a little paint on it, and I'm gonna come under this tree right here. Now there's gonna be some dirt in here, so we'll come down and we'll just show maybe the little indication of him out here. That's, they don't have to be exact on your shadows or on your reflections. That's the thing, they don't. You basically want to make it look you know, like the tree is there. Just putting on some dark color. That's all I'm doing. Just to tie all of this in because all of this up here is dark. You know, so. But now let me tell you this: if you get too much paint down here in your reflection area, it's gonna mess up more than you think. All right, now I'm gonna take a clean, dry brush now. Okay, this is just a clean, dry 1-inch brush, and I want to very, very lightly. I mean, very lightly. Pull down on these trees, very lightly, and then same way as before. Just rub across your trees to give them that instant reflection look. Okay. Will I need this brush again? I don't think so. All right, let's set it to the side for now. Okay. Let's put a little highlight up here. How about that? Let's come over here and we're going to leave this dark color on our brush. We'll come over here because if we're coming to the yellow, it's just going to turn into a dark green, which is basically all we want. A darker green color. And then we'll just come over here and add us a little highlight back in here on our evergreens. Don't put much. Don't kill all your dark. Kill all that dark. It's just going to flatten the whole paint. let your painting be dark and mysterious. Make people ask, what's back there? And then you can tell them, I don't know. Because you don't. Yeah, we're going to come over here now, pick us up a little Indian yellow and a little of the yellow ochre and come back into the same cad yellow pile. And all this is doing is just changing the color of the green, okay? Because we had that color green, now we want a new color green. And by adding those two colors in it. I want to come up here to the base of these trees basically now and just, well, I'll tell you what, before we do that, let's do it. Let's get us a little Van Dyke room and come up here and give ourselves a little land under here. Give us something to set on. And then we'll take a little of our highlight color that we used in our trees and we'll just barely graze this canvas and let that color come right off. I tell you what, we'll get this color on. Let's do this real quick. Let's highlight our road over here because this is the color I'm going to use when I do it. Or a path, I should say. Not really a road. And it's just like putting paint on the mountain. Just let that paint pull off the knife by itself. Believe me when I tell you, it does not need your help. Now, get just a tiny amount of white. Bring over on this color. Lighten it up just a little. And we'll let it look like maybe the sun's hitting it in a couple places. Or it got some light in here from somewhere. We don't know where. Yeah, give us a nice little path going up through the woods there. Let's go and put our water over here. Okay. Now, for that color I had on the fan brush before I stopped and caught myself, I just want to load this color up on it and come up here at the bottom. Just don't kill all that dark color under there. And just bring this color down and let it grow right down on the dirt down here. That'll kill that harsh line. All we're doing is just pushing up, making little indications of grass here. Just pushing up with the knife. The brush, that's all. And then we'll put just a little bit of indication of this color down here in the water. Don't take much, just a little. And we'll show a little of the highlight on the trees in the water. And we don't want to do much of that either, okay? Very little. Very, very little. Because the more color we get in that water, the harder it's going to be for us to I'm through with this fan brush. Okay, now with a clean dry brush again, we're going to come up here now and very lightly pull over these colors we just put in. Very lightly. Now I can't tell y'all how light of a touch that is when I say very lightly. I mean it's tremendously light pressure. Alright, I'm going to come back up here now and just start very easily pulling across these colors. Real easy. Alright, this wanted to mess me up, didn't it? Why does it want to do this? Alright, now show you how to fix that real quick. That little spot's giving me fit. So I'm just going to take a little white and I'll come in here and give myself a little ripple out in the water. I'll just go over that spot. They don't want to play right. We'll send him home. Okay. Now, I'm going to grab that 1-inch overbrush that we had earlier. Come back over here in our greens and all our other colors. Our greens and our yellow ochres and our yellow and our Indian yellow and a little bit of red. Oh, you remember all those colors? Now let's bring these colors down under the bush. I mean, over the path a little down through here. We just need a couple little bushes going over the path to push the path down into the bank. Come right in here and add us in another one. But we want that path to be dark, dark, dark as it disappears back in there. Now, let's come in here. Let's fix up strip one. We'll come up here into this color that we made all our other trees with. And we'll come right out here on this little point. And we'll give ourselves a little raggedy looking tree. He ain't got much going for him in life. And maybe just a tad bit of highlight on him. Not much, just a little. Come back up here. Just a little bit of highlight. But we want him to disappear down into this grass down there. He can be an old dead tree. That's fine. Alright, now let's pick us up a little bit of bright red on that brush. Just get it for as thin as water or ink. Come right up here. If it don't want to come off, get you a little more thinner. And we'll put our H on it. And we will call this painting done. And once again, let me say, guys, if I am live, I thank you so much for joining me tonight. If I'm not live, then I'll try to get this video edited out and get it to where it's something worth watching. But if y'all will, just, if you are here, hit the like and subscribe button, comment, let me know what y'all think. And believe me, it's going to get better in the future. But just remember, guys, I love each and every one of y'all. God loves you more.